Hi guys. Last season we made a video like this. I know my channel is kind of taken a direction towards being a film criticism channel, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. But I also have started to realize that the other thing I'm really passionate about is doing theater criticism. Theater is like my main love. I don't know if you would know if you saw my channel at a first glance, but it's really my main passion and my main love. And I felt like a good way to really push that into the forefront and make that very clear is doing a Tony Awards prediction video. So that's what this one's going to be. It's going to be a lot longer than a lot of my other videos are. But I asked my mom to be here because it's not fun just to talk to my camera by myself. And she and I and my dad are going to New York in July, and we're going to see two shows. So this video not only, or a few shows. So this video, at least two. So this video is not only helping us, or helping you guys, you know, if you're putting in your betting ballots on the Tonys and giving our opinion, but also helping us decide what shows we want to go see when we're there in July. Right. So we actually haven't seen any of the shows this year,
which is wild,
which is insane.
Yeah.
Last season we saw one, which was Merrily We Roll Along, which was incredible. But I have read two of the revivals this year, Our Town, which I have right here, and then Glengarry Glen Ross, which I have up here. And then I've read one of the original plays, which is English by Sansa Tusi, which is a great play. So I have a little bit of experience with the plays, but I haven't seen any of these productions other than Our Town. And that was a regional production, not the Broadway production. So I say we just jump in and just start talking about some of the categories.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about new musicals first. Great.
Really quickly, just so I know,
Yeah.
so the nominations are coming out in
Yes.
a couple of days. So what we're talking about is what we think is going to be nominated.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
Great.
So for musical, let's start with Best Musical. I think there are two locks for this category.
Okay.
I think maybe Happy Ending is going to be a lock.
Yeah.
It's the one show this season that's gotten sound off reviews, literally 100% positive reviews from critics. It's short, it's concise, it's got a small cast, it has an endearing story, it's got great music from the soundtrack I've heard, and it's got a really great cast. Darren Criss has been getting a lot of conversation too, which we'll talk about in a second. But I really think it has a really strong chance, and I do think would be my one lock this year for Best Musical.
And it's probably what we want to see in July, right?
It's the one show that I think I'm pretty set on being one of the two or three options we see.
I mean, you love a good short musical. Like you like things that are tight, that are Are you gonna let the dog in?
Yeah.
That's what maybe Happy Ending is.
And I love Darren Criss.
You've
probably
always
probably
loved
one of my
Darren
favorite actors, and one of the reasons I really started to like acting was I watched Glee and was like, that's what I want to do. Really sort of a full circle moment for me to be able to see him on Broadway.
That'd be awesome.
So there's a couple other shows here that have gotten good conversation or have gotten okay conversation. The first one we should talk about is Dead Outlaw.
I'm really excited by Dead Outlaw and the possibility of seeing Dead Outlaw because I love, from what I understand, I think it's aren't all of the musicians on stage and
very
are in the show.
And there's one consistent cast member, Andrew Durand, plays the Dead Outlaw, and then everyone else in the cast plays 3, 4, 5 characters.
And then I think it's isn't there it's a lot of acoustic music,
like a lot of blues and
so I think I'm gonna really dig
Dead
Outlaw.
The reason why I would say Dead Outlaw is because it also got it won all the awards off Broadway last year for Best Musical, and it transferred to Broadway with the idea that they would go from off-Broadway sweeping the awards to Broadway sweeping the awards.
Is it the same cast?
Yes.
Kind of like Stereophonic.
Kind of like Stereophonic did.
Yeah.
And I think that's the angle that people are going to hit it from is it's got the same Stereophonic pipeline.
Which we saw Stereophonic last year too. Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah,
That's the other one we saw.
Yeah.
We saw it after it won Best Play. Stereophonic had the same path. My only thought is it's going to be hard to compete against Maybe Happy Ending. If we were at the start of this year, I would have said 100% Dead Outlaw was going to win Best Musical. But now that we've seen Maybe Happy Ending, we haven't seen it, but we've seen the reception to it and how everyone is loving the show, I think that Dead Outlaw's chances are smaller.
Yep.
So I would definitely put that one in as like my other lock.
Okay.
Then we've got Operation Mincemeat.
I don't know anything about Operation Mincemeat.
British show.
Okay.
Very British sense of humor. It's a 5-person cast. They're all also playing different characters. I've heard from British audiences, another great theater critic, Mickey Joe Theater, I've heard from him that it's the same cast as the West End and that people in the West End loved it. I haven't heard that people in the U.S. have loved it as much, and I think that's because it's a very British show.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's the story that we read about when we were at the Spy Museum about they had the dead person and they like attached the briefcase to his arm.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So that's what it's about. So it's got an interesting story.
Yeah.
It's got good music.
It's gonna get lost.
I think it's gonna get lost.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna get lost this season because it doesn't have like a big draw to it. If like for a New York audience or for a tourist audience, like I don't think tourists are gonna come to Broadway to see Operation Mincemeat.
Okay.
Death Becomes Her.
Does not interest me.
Does not interest me at all. I think it's gonna get in to Best Musical.
Well, and Megan Hilty, right?
Yes.
Is in it.
And Christopher Sieber.
Yeah. So I mean, it's an amazing cast.
And Jennifer Simard. Yeah.
I'm just.
Oh, and keep talking. I'll think of it.
You know, I am just kind of not into this whole like take a movie, turn it into a musical thing. It doesn't really interest me. I mean, I know it's been done and it's been done well.
It's been done well, yeah.
But
The Outsiders last year won, which was a book.
Yeah, but and so much time in between.
Yeah.
Like it feels different.
It's been 30 years since Death Becomes Her came out.
Oh really?
It's been 30. Death Becomes Her this movie from the 90s.
It's a goofy story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in, and here's my thought.
Okay.
Here's my thought. First of all, great cast.
Yeah.
Great cast.
Yeah.
Second, we don't have a comedy in our best musical yet, and like the Tony Awards, when we're talking about musicals, it won't win. But I think when we're talking about musical theater in the Tony Awards, I think they like to nominate at least one comedy and at least one straight comedy. And Death Becomes Her is a straight comedy. It's got a lot of attention with Megan Hilty. I've also heard Jennifer Simard is really good in it. She plays the other one. Not Meryl Streep, but the other role.
Yeah.
And then I've heard Christopher Sieber is incredible. He's also probably my other favorite MT actor. He's a great actor and a great comedian and a great comedic actor. So
yeah,
I think it'll get in.
Okay, so far we've got
Maybe Happy Ending, Dead Outlaw, Death Becomes Her.
How many?
5.
Usually are there 5? Okay, good.
Okay. On the train of musical, film to musical, let's talk Buena Vista Social Club.
I think Buena Vista Social Club will get in.
I agree.
I kind of would like to see Buena Vista Social Club, maybe.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, I mean, it's not what I want to see in July necessarily, but I would see it.
No, I agree. I think if we decided we wanted to see like a third or fourth show and got like rush tickets for it, it's where I would go for the rush line.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a draw cast, but I've heard it's got the best score and the best book of a musical.
Yeah.
It also is an easily adapted musical from film. I think the problem sometimes is when a film is adapted to a musical and it doesn't fit. Like, it doesn't make any sense for that to be a thing. I think the good news about Buena Vista is that it can be because it's a film about music and it's a musical about music.
Yeah.
It's kind of got the same vibe as Dead Outlaw, where it's musicians on stage, every actor's playing an instrument. It's very like
I'd like to see it.
Jazz club party vibe. So I definitely think it gets in. Let's talk Real Women Have Curves. This is the third and final. No, not quite, because we got one more. It's the third adaptation from a piece of film.
What are you looking? Oh, you're looking at
Smash.
that over there. Yeah, the Smash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Real Women That Have Curves doesn't really interest me. Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it was a great movie a million years ago. It was America. Have you ever seen the movie with America Ferrera?
No.
Yeah. I mean,
we talked about it in Spanish.
Yeah, it's good, but Yeah, I don't have really any interest in seeing
I've heard some of the music. The music's fine. The reviews like came out like just now, so we don't know what the reception is like. It's the last show to open on Broadway this season, so I think that's going to be a flaw for it too. You open last on Broadway, you're probably not going to make it in. Dead Outlaw just opened today too, but the thing is that people saw Dead Outlaw off Broadway, so they don't have to see it again because it's the same cast, it's the same production.
Yeah.
It's just to a bigger house. I don't think Real Women Have Curves is going to get in.
No.
I haven't scratched out Operation Mincemeat because I'm going to keep it there for a second. Let's talk Boop.
I think Boop probably will get in.
You think Boop will be the 5th?
Okay. I mean, I don't really have any interest in Boop, but I just feel like, I mean, I'm just looking to see. Yeah, I think Boop is...
It's got a puppet.
I think the Boop is the other one that's going to get in, probably.
It's got a puppet.
You have friends that have seen it?
I heard from my friends at school, they did a big New York trip, the juniors did, and I heard that it was fine.
Yeah.
I heard it was a fine musical. The music was like whatever, but that the puppet is really cool. There's a dog that's like a puppet.
I think it's like eye candy, right?
Yeah, it's like very like colorful costumes, big. It's a Broadway show.
Yeah.
Like it's like like this season, if there was one show that I would be like is a Broadway show, it's definitely Boop.
That's why I think it's gonna get in.
Yeah, I'll circle Boop for now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk Just in Time.
I mean, Jonathan Groff is fabulous, and that's
Bobby Darin
about
angle.
all that I'm interested in.
It's bringing in ticket sales because old people love Bobby Darin.
Well,
it's the same thing as the Neil Diamond musical.
And it's Jonathan Groff.
And it's Jonathan
too,
Groff.
Right? I mean, I can see that.
And Gracie Lawrence, who's a great musical artist, she's in it. But
just not into, again, just sort of like the movie into a Broadway play. I'm not really into the like
actor or the like artist musical.
Don't like MJ.
MJ. Oh, hate MJ.
Don't like what is the other one? The doo-wop.
Tina Turner.
No, I don't like Tina Turner though either. Jersey Boys, not a big Jersey Boys fan.
Yeah,
but the other one that we've seen another one too.
I don't remember.
Anyway, yeah, just
like
don't
the
like
Cher
it.
show.
Yeah,
I think the only thing that I would like, I'm not going to put it in on my ballot, but I think my one thing is maybe it gets in, like because Jonathan Groff angle and because it's Bobby Darin. And because Alex Timbers, I've heard, does a really like imaginative job with the way it's staged.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a very cool staging. If there was one reason why I'd see the show, it'd be that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't think it's gonna get in. I don't think it has a good enough book. I read the Variety article because I can't pay for a New York Times subscription. I read the Variety article.
You have a New Yorker subscription?
I have a New Yorker subscription. They haven't covered it yet.
Okay.
But the Variety article said that it like has a weird angle. Like I guess Jonathan Groff comes out as himself and is like, I remember listening to Bobby Darin when I was a little boy dancing to my mama's heels in West Virginia, and then like he like goes like down like an elevator and then like comes up and he's Bobby Darin, and then like at the end of the show he like drops Bobby Darin and goes back to the. It just seems like a very weird show. It feels like a tribute concert on a cruise and not. It feels like Prince the tribute concert on the cruise.
Which we're going to see this summer.
And not like a Broadway musical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's talk Old Friends. Stephen Sondheim's Old Friends.
I mean, I heard it wasn't fabulous.
Me too.
Yeah.
But two draws. Bernadette Peters.
Yes.
And Lea Salonga.
No, really?
No.
Raoul's first one? I wasn't in it?
But it's Sondheim.
It's Sondheim, yeah.
It's Sondheim.
And it's Sondheim tribute.
It's arguably going to be the last time we see an original piece of work involving Sondheim's music on Broadway. Because Here We Are isn't going to be on Broadway. I really think that would be the reason why voters look at their ballot. They're like, these were the 4 shows that were good. Let's vote in Old Friends because
it's Sondheim.
It's Sondheim, and we want to tribute Sondheim.
I mean, I'd rather see Old Friends than Just in Time.
Yeah, I'd rather see Old Friends than like Operation Mincemeat.
Or Death Becomes Her.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't think it'll get in because I've heard it's
not
very good.
So what are your 5?
I'm going to put Operation.
What about Smash? What happened to Smash?
Okay, we've got 4 other ones that we're going to talk about very quickly. Smash, Redwood, Swept Away, Tammy Faye. Tammy Faye closed in 1 month.
Yeah.
Tammy Faye's gone. Swept Away closed in 2 months. I heard it was really good.
Yeah, I did too.
It just couldn't sustain its Broadway run because it was not a show made for Broadway. I think if they went off Broadway with it, I think they would have had a much more successful run.
Yeah.
So Swept Away, Smash and Redwood. Redwood I've heard is bad.
I know. I mean, Idina Menzel.
Other than Idina Menzel.
but-
I've heard if you want to go and listen to Idina Menzel sing, go see Redwood.
I'd rather go see
but
Idina Menzel in concert.
Don't go see the show because
Yeah.
it's just not good.
Yeah.
I'd rather pay less to see Idina Menzel in concert than pay more to see her
Yeah.
on Broadway in a show that's not good. So Redwood I'm not going to include. And then Smash, which
I mean, I like
has
Smash
a good shot, I think.
Smash the TV show.
Smash and Boop both. There's something about those two shows that like remind me of each other.
Yeah,
kinda.
I can see that.
Do you know what I mean?
I can see that. Yeah.
Like I feel like they both feel like Broadway musicals. But I don't
I think
see
Boop
Smash.
over Smash.
So Mom's gonna put in Boop as her fifth, right?
So I think it's going to be. I'm looking down at your list. I'm going to say maybe Happy Ending, Dead Outlaw, Buena Vista, Boop, and Old Friends.
Old Friends. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say maybe Happy Ending, Dead Outlaw. I'm gonna say Operation Mincemeat because it's an original piece of work, and I think they're gonna want to give flowers to that, especially with two musical films in there. And then Death Becomes Her, and then Buena Vista. I might swap out Operation Mincemeat and Boop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut Boop, and I'm gonna swap in. Cut Operation Mincemeat. I'm gonna swap in Boop.
Yeah.
Those are gonna be my five.
Fair. Okay.
Okay, let's do Revival. It's gonna be easy. We're gonna have a fast time with Revival.
Yeah, we're going to see such a long video.
Revival
We can speed up.
is
Who do we have?
7 nominees in Revival. There's 7 options.
Okay.
We've got Elf,
Yeah.
which isn't gonna get there. Elf closed. It's like a Christmas show. It closed after Christmas, whatever.
No.
Floyd Collins, I think does.
Okay. That's the one with the.
With Jeremy Jordan.
Yeah. Okay.
Lincoln Center produced it.
Yep.
I think it's gonna get in.
Okay.
Gypsy, it's gonna get
Absolutely.
in. Absolutely gonna
It should
get
win.
in. Once Upon a Mattress, it's not gonna get in. It came in too early. Came in
with
July.
Sutton Foster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came in July, closed in November. It's just too late. Pirates the Penzance musical.
I've heard
I
it's
think it's
good.
gonna get in. I've heard it's really
Yeah,
fun.
I would love to
I've heard
see
it's
it.
really, really
I would
fun.
love to see it.
And
actually.
Jinx Monsoon, I've heard is incredible in
Yeah.
it. I don't think any of the performances will get accolades, but I've heard it's
Yeah, I
a
think it
really,
sounds
really
really
good
fun.
production. I've
Yeah.
heard it's really fun.
I'd like to see it.
Sunset Boulevard will also get in.
Yes, and it should.
Last
I'd
5
love to
years
go
won't
see that.
because I've heard Last 5 Years is bad.
Yeah.
I've heard the two actors' voices don't blend and that it's not a good show. I've also heard them both sing, and I don't think their voices blend, so I don't think it's gonna get in.
Yeah.
I've also heard it's got too like musical of a direction for.
And it's so sad because you
play.
love Last 5
I
Years.
love Last 5 Years. It's oh my god, it's like the best. It's like one of the best scores
Here,
ever
let's
written
look at this
for a
here
musical.
instead of over there. Then you don't lean in.
One of the best scores ever written for a musical, and like, oh my god,
Just not your-
it's
just-
such a beautiful score, and it's being ruined. Plays are gonna be a little different. We had so many plays this
you
month.
love plays.
I love plays.
Yeah.
We had so many plays this month that I'm not gonna talk about these ones.
Okay.
All in Comedy About Love, we're not gonna talk about because it wasn't even like staged like a play. They all sat in chairs with binders. It had this really starry like cast, but I just heard it was fine. Whatever. Cult of Love closed too early.
Okay.
I've heard Cult of Love was great. It's getting a film adaptation, but I've just heard closed
Yeah.
way too early. Closed in February before people were even thinking about the Tonys.
Yeah, we have friends that saw it and said it was really
Yeah.
great.
Good Night and Job closed in October. Job is one of my favorite plays personally, so it hurts my heart to say this, but it's not gonna get in. Closed in October, open in July. It's just not gonna happen. Left on 10th with
that?
Peter Gallagher.
Oh,
I
I didn't.
heard it was fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's based off a book or something. It's like a romantic, and someone
a
else
meet
is in
cute
it.
kind
Yeah,
of
like a
thing?
meet cute kind of thing. But they're both like people in their 60s and whatever. McNeil I heard was bad. Other than Robert Downey Jr., who I heard was great. What else do we have? The Roommate closed too early.
Mm-hmm. Is that the one with
Yeah,
Patty
with Patty
LuPone?
LuPone and Mia Farrow. Just
Yeah.
closed too early for it to get any attention.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the rest. English.
You love English,
I
right?
read. Beautiful, beautiful play.
Yeah.
A great play about immigration and about coming into a new place. And I think in the time that we're in right now, I think a play about immigration will do very well at the Tony Awards. I think it's going to get in. Good Night and Good Luck.
I think it'll get in.
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. I'm holding off on Good Night and Good Luck
Okay.
for now because I've heard it's fine, that it's a production for George Clooney to get a Tony nomination or get a Tony himself. But I just heard that the play itself is fine. I know Dad really wants to see it a lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But Dad likes George Clooney a lot, and it feels like, you know what it feels like? It feels like a dad play.
It does.
Like it feels like a play that dads are going to be like, let's go see Good Night and Good Luck. Because it's like a movie from the 2000s that like dads love, and it's George Clooney, which is an actor that dads love, and like it's a big like, it's like a workplace play, which we have another one of those that we're going to talk about soon. That's also a dad play.
Yeah.
Glenn Gary. And like, just feels like a dad play.
Fair.
John Proctor's the villain, I think gets in.
Yeah, definitely. That's getting in.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's write this down.
Are we doing people too? Or just...
Let's just do shows.
Just shows, okay.
Good Night.
Yeah, I think John Proctor, that's definitely going to get in.
For a second.
I'm really, really hoping that your school does John Proctor.
Yeah, it's a great play.
I think your school needs to do John Proctor. I'm going to put it out into the world. Yeah. I think they need to do John Proctor and Crucible in repertory in the same season.
We also have, shout out, my grad from my school is in that show.
That's right. Yeah.
Shout out that guy. He's playing one of the leads, actually.
Yep.
But, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I've heard it's incredible. People come out of it crying. People from my school who went to go see it, every person told me that it was the best show they saw there and that they cried. And so there's no way it doesn't.
Speaks to a young audience.
Oh Mary is going to get in.
Oh, definitely.
Oh Mary's going to get in.
I'd love to see it win.
Oh Mary I think will win too, yeah.
Yeah.
It's had the best reviews out of any play so far this season, and it's got Cola Scola as its like big pusher. People love him.
I'd really like to see it.
I love them.
Later in July.
I think he'll probably get a nomination. They'll probably get a nomination too.
Yep.
Okay, Purpose, which is Brendan Jacobs' new play. He just he wrote Appropriate, which won Revival last year.
Yeah.
His new play, also about family. It's an all-black cast. Stars Cara Young, who just came off a Tony nomination last year too. So
that's gonna get in. How many?
That's gonna get in five.
Seven?
5 nominees.
5 nominees. Wow, that's it. So it was like the year of.
It was the year of good plays.
Yeah.
Okay, we got Stranger Things, which I'm gonna put on there. Just.
Is that a play? I thought that was a musical.
No, it's a play.
Sorry, I just am not feeling Stranger Things.
Even with the theatrics, even with the showiness of Stranger Things, you don't think it's gonna get in?
I don't know. It probably will get in. It just doesn't. I mean, we've got so much good, like, original work
that we have
there.
like Stranger Things there. It just feels like an outlier.
Yeah, it just feels. It does.
I've heard it got mixed positive reviews.
You know me. I love the idea of theater that can only be done as a theatrical piece, and maybe that's Stranger
what it is.
Things. Yeah.
But if your play isn't good, it shouldn't get nominated in Best Play.
No.
I'm sorry. Hills of California.
No idea what that is.
It's off the West End. Jez Butterworth's new play.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was great. Laura Donnelly played the lead.
Okay.
She played 2 characters.
Is it still open?
It closed.
Yeah.
But it got like sound off conversation. And then Picture of Dorian Gray with Sarah Snook.
Oh, yeah. One woman show, right?
Yeah, one woman show.
Isn't that interesting? Because, wait, isn't Oh Mary? Oh Mary's not one.
No, Oh Mary's a cast.
I always think it's a one-person show.
It's her show, but it's, yeah. Okay, so here's my thought.
So that's too many.
Here's my thought. Picture of Dorian Gray, I don't think gets in. Because they're going to give Sarah Snook the accolade without giving the play Best Play. Because it's not a cast. And it's not like a play. Like, I've heard that, like, it's adapted. Vanya's off Broadway.
Oh,
I've heard it's, like, adapted directly from the novel. And so, like, it's hard to count it as, like, a play. And I think the critics will think that, too. Hills of California, I think, closed too soon. So, really, we've got these 6.
I think it's going to be... Do you want to hear what I think?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be English, Good Night, John Proctor, Oh Mary, and... I'm going to say Purpose because I don't want to see Stranger Things in there.
I think it's going to be English, John Proctor, Oh Mary, and Stranger Things.
Well, you're missing.
Oh, no, and Purpose.
And Purpose. Okay, perfect.
I don't think Good Night and Good Luck is going to get in. I think they're going to give the credit to Stranger Things. Because I've also heard the, like, play Good Night and Good Luck is very similar to the screenplay Good
I'm
Night
sure
and Good Luck.
it is. I'm sure it's the
And
same
I
thing.
don't think they are going to want to, like, credit a play and the playwright if they just adapted the screenplay from
Fair.
directly from screenplay.
Fair.
So I think it'll be those 5.
Okay.
Which I'm fine with,
Yeah.
other than Stranger Things. Like, it's a good year for plays.
It is.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The list of plays is genuinely, like, the list of plays, like,
Yeah.
in terms of this year is
We're
genuinely
looking
longer,
at the list over
longer than musicals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we going to do revival?
Revivals really quick.
Okay.
We've got a shorter round of revivals, too. We got 8 revivals.
Okay.
Or 7. Eureka Day.
Yep.
Glengarry.
Okay.
Home, which closed, we won't count Home. Othello, Our Town, Romeo and Juliet, and Yellowface.
Okay, so R&J, definitely.
Okay.
Our Town, definitely.
Okay.
Do you think Yellowface?
Yeah.
Yellowface, probably. What am I missing? Say it again.
You need one more. Eureka Day, Othello, or Glengarry.
Oh, and Glengarry. Yeah,
Okay.
those are mine. That's what I think.
Here's mine.
Okay.
They're very different from yours. Which is
Okay.
funny. Okay, Glengarry, I think wins.
Yeah.
Eureka Day.
Yeah. That was.
Film about the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
film about vaccination, or play about vaccination. It got canceled at the Kennedy Center, so it's got
yeah, you're
it's
right.
got a very interesting streak to it. I think that it'll be disappointing if they get shut out. Othello,
Aren't they doing Eureka Day somewhere here that we get to see it?
yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same season as Job. They're doing both.
That's right. Yeah.
They're doing the regional premiere of Eureka Day here.
Yeah.
Othello gets in because it's got Denzel,
Of course. Yeah, there's so many
And
good
Jake
stuff.
Gyllenhaal.
Othello, yeah.
and then Yellowface. I don't think Romeo or Juliet or Our Town get in.
Don't think so?
No, and let me tell you why.
I think you're wrong.
Hey.
I think you're wrong.
No, let me tell you why. It closed before any of the other show closed. First of all,
Our Town or Romeo and Juliet?
Romeo and Juliet. Our Town closed way before everything else.
Yeah, Our Town probably.
Our Town
won't.
closed in November. I
That's
think
fair.
you have a little bit of bias with Our Town.
I love Our Town.
It closed.
Oh, no.
It closed way too early, and I heard that the revival was fine. It was a revival of Our Town. Jim Parsons did a great job as the stage manager, but that it was a fine production of Our Town.
Our Town is probably my favorite.
And then Romeo and Juliet, I think it was too loud for a Tony. I think it was too loud. I think it was too abrasive, and I think it was
People loved it.
people didn't love it. People my age loved it.
Yeah.
Adults didn't love it. People my age aren't voting at the Tony Awards.
Okay.
I just think statistically thinking.
But here's the question.
Thinking on a personal level, I think Romeo and Juliet would be in my.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard. It hurts my heart.
Yeah.
My heart. I think Yellowface will get in because it's Daniel
Yeah.
Day. It's David Henry Hwang, who's a great playwright, and yeah, I mean it's
Fair.
yeah.
Okay.
And it got a Great Performances re-release. It's getting a PBS Great Performances re-release within the next couple of days before voting closes. So,
Cool.
like, I think those are the 4.
Okay.
Those are all our predictions for
Okay.
For the plays and musicals this year. Didn't do acting categories because I didn't want this video to be 10 centuries long.
That was fun. I'm glad you did that.
But I'm glad we did that. I'm glad I had a
Okay.
good conversation. Awesome.
Bye.